Hello, and yes, I'm already back at it again with another great roller coaster video. Today I'm gonna rank some roller coasters, but what is the category? Well, some people rank roller coasters by country, states, height, intensity, and overall ride experience. And I'm gonna do something different today. I'm gonna rank the roller coasters by colors. And in this video, we're talking about the black roller coasters. And some people could be thinking, wait, this roller coaster is not black, it's dark gray. Well, too bad for you. Let's get into this video. And now coming in at spot number 10, we got Time Traveler at Silver Dollar City. And it's really a great way to start this list with an extreme spinning coaster. And as I said right before, this was the first Mack Rides extreme spinner, and they really did well with this roller coaster. Time Traveler overall just offers a very different ride experience with many great moments and a lengthy roller coaster layout. And even though the pacing on Time Traveler isn't really the best, this roller coaster is still great fun with the spinning seats. Time Traveler just starts out great with an awesome vertical drop right out of the station. And the overall layout on Time Traveler is really makes you have some great inversions such as a vertical loop, a dive loop, but Time Traveler actually also consists of cool twists and turns that are low to the ground, and on top of that you have some awesome overbanks. How can the train on Time Traveler really fly back to the highly elevated station? Well, Time Traveler actually consists of two LSM launches, where the second run is a rolling launch. And even though Mack Rides is really known for having weak LSM launches, I still think these are quite punchy. But when you combine spinning seats and an LSM launch, it really feels out of control. And now coming in at spot number 9, we got Nemesis Reborn at Alton Towers. And this classic B&M inverted roller coaster has really gotten the whole refurbishment. And almost the whole roller coaster layout on Nemesis was actually retracked, and on top of that it got an awesome new theming. And now surprisingly, the roller coaster is a mix of black and red now, and it looks so cool. But we all know the coolest and most important thing about this roller coaster is that it flies around down in the trenches. And I think that's because Alton Towers can only build 100 feet tall. That's their total height limit, so all of these roller coasters in Alton Towers are really dug down in the trenches. Nemesis overall just has a very short but very punchy B&M invert layout. Every element just hits on Nemesis Reborn. The first corkscrew is whippy, the turns are rippy, the vertical loop is whippy, and also the awesome 0G roll over this theming. Oh my goodness. I think that 0G roll is one of the most scenic things on a roller coaster. And even though Nemesis Reborn has a quite short roller coaster layout, the experience is just so punchy that it makes up for it. So please let me know in the comments what loop you really prefer, Nemesis Reborn or the old Nemesis. And now coming in at spot number 8, we got Lech Coaster at Legendia. Well, I might as well spoil it a bit because this is actually the only Vekoma crafted roller coaster you can see on the list. And Lech Coaster overall is by far the best Vekoma New Gen and most intense Vekoma New Gen. It's just funny to see that they have crafted this awesome roller coaster in a very remote amusement park just 1 hour away from Eejanaika. And Lech Coaster really has a very aggressive start with a twisted vertical first drop, and then the roller coaster train just flies into this sidewinder inversion with a lot of force. The G-forces on this coaster can really be compared to the B&M inverts. Lech Coaster overall just offers a very lengthy thrill ride experience. This coaster really features a great mix of strong positives and strong negatives. So after Lech Coaster flies through a very positive G-force heavy turn or inversion, the roller coaster then flies into an S-hill, outer bank, airtime hill, and other things. And we also have to mention the iconic corkscrew going through the station. That is just an awesome moment. And if you ever visit Poland for Eejanaika, you have to go to Legendia because it's not far away. So let's move on, man. And now coming in at spot number 7, we got Katun at Mirbilandia. And this is actually one of the coasters where people could be arguing, well, this roller coaster isn't black, it's dark gray. And well, let me tell you something. Because Katun stands out in the sun every day, the black color on Katun has started to fade, so that's why it looks very dark gray. And if that's not the case, let's just say blah 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 blah. But let's all be serious now. Katun really is a huge and really awesome B&M inverted roller coaster. And in my opinion, this could be the greatest B&M invert ever, just behind Monto in my opinion. Well, I just said in my opinion twice, but you know why. This B&M invert is actually so huge that the first drop in the back row feels like a hyper roller coaster. And apart from the very crushing positive G-force heavy inversions that we know on a B&M invert, Katun actually showcases many great elements that are low to the ground. And in between some of the inversions, Katun actually gives some foot choppers where the train just flies through with great speed. Katun features a very small overbank low to the ground, and you also have some cool turns with a lot of positive G-force. After just one ride on Katun, you can actually feel that the blood is gone from your legs. And that's just how intense this huge B&M invert is. And now coming in at spot number 6, we got Totatis at Park Asterix. And because of the huge crowds back in October 2023 at Park Asterix, I really didn't have the best time here. But fortunately, I actually got a total of 6 rides on Totatis in a span of 2 days. And keep in mind, the queue line for Totatis was about 80 minutes, so I used the single rider line. And I can overall describe Totatis as a better version than Pantheon. And just like Pantheon, you have this awesome swing launch section, but after that, Totatis actually has a full-length layout with many elements. First of all, you start out with a punchy launch and then this weird stall before you go into this swing launch section. And Totatis actually features 2 awesome airtime moments on the swing launch section, and going over that bunny hill the last time is very aggressive. But sadly the drop off this top hat is just way too trimmed. But then Totatis just flies through a very RMC looking layer with a 0G stall, a sharp turn, and then a cool airtime hill. And mixed with some very awesome high speed low to the ground elements, Totatis also has a cool wave turn and then a very whippy inversion in the end. Totatis overall just feels like a relentless RMC roller coaster. And now coming in at spot number 5 we got Hyperion at Energylandia, and Hyperion overall is just a crazy and out of control hyper coaster experience. But Intamin actually calls them mega coaster, so let them do that. And when I visited Energylandia back in 2022, my ride on Hyperion was so crazy that I think it was the best coaster in the park. And the tallest coaster in Europe with a lift hill actually starts out with an almost vertical first drop, and that is just insane. And then Hyperion flies into one of the best camelbacks in the world with aggressive and sustained airtime. And weirdly enough, the turnaround section on Hyperion is actually a dive loop, and the whip is just crazy right here. And this Intamin mega roller coaster really showcases a lot of variation, and the return run on Hyperion mainly stays low to the ground, where you have 2 awesome wave turns and then you have some small twists and turns with a lot of speed. And then in the end the coaster flies through an awesome S-hill and then a camelback with a splashdown section. And trust me, it really sounds like I'm saying Hyperia, but I'm actually trying to say Hyperion, Hyperion. So in the end of the day, shout out to 4Pack for being very creative with their name. Now coming in at spot number 4 we got Eejanaika at Fuji Q Highland, and this is where we need to travel all the way over to Japan to experience this roller coaster. And Eejanaika is actually part of the so-called 4th dimension coaster model, and this is where the manufacturer actually bought some assets from aerodynamics, and then they decided to create 2 extra 4th dimension roller coasters in Asia. And many people that had actually tried Eejanaika actually say that this is the biggest and baddest one of them all. And based on the off rides, you can actually see that Dino Conda and Eejanaika actually flies a bit faster than X2. So shortly, what does this crazy ride experience really offer you? First of all, you have a very big and bizarre layer with a vertical loop and some other bizarre elements, and these elements are just taken with such a pace that it feels crazy. The positive g-forces are just insane. And it's very important to talk about that the coaster train actually features rotation, and this rotation is actually controlled, so it's programmed to give you the craziest ride experience. For example, on the first drop the seats are rotated so you get this face down feeling, and at the bottom of the drop the rotation just quickly flips. And now coming in at spot number 3 we got Gotham City Escape at Park Warner Madrid, and this is really an awesome Intamin LSM launch coaster that really features everything you can imagine. And you can clearly see that Intamin has really mastered this roller coaster model because every product is just amazing. And Gotham City Escape for many might be the best LSM coaster by Intamin. This roller coaster really features a total of 3 LSM launches, and apart from focusing on a great pacing and awesome airtime moments, this roller coaster also focuses on a hang time. And after a punchy first launch you have an awesome hang time fill inversion, and in the end you also have one of the most hang time fill inversions in the whole world. And Intamin actually calls this awesome hang time fill stall for an inverted airtime hill. And apart from these awesome hang time moments, Gotham City Escape really has some fast paced and whippy airtime moments. You can really feel amazing airtime on the top hat, and after that the coaster flies through a high speed twist and then it hits another awesome airtime hill. And Gotham City Escape overall just has 3 awesome punchy launches, hang time fill inversions, and world class ejector airtime. And now coming in at spot number 2 we got Voltron Nevera at Europa Park, and Voltron Nevera is part of the so-called Mach Ride Striker roller coaster, and this roller coaster was by far the best new for 2024 roller coaster in the whole world. And overall Voltron Nevera just features a highly themed and immersive roller coaster experience. Just every bit and corner of the queue line is amazing, and the whole roller coaster layout is just crazy. And Voltron is easily a contender for the best roller coaster in the whole world. And the only thing that can drag this ride experience a bit down for some people is the turntable. And I really think some people are being too harsh about this turntable because that's part of the ride experience. And as I've said many times before, this roller coaster just features everything from strong positives, extremely strong negatives, and just a relentless roller coaster layout overall. This roller coaster really has everything. You have awesome and different launches, from forwards launches, rolling launches, and backwards launches. And then you also have many different inversions with hang time and also with a lot of whip. And the most important thing, Voltron features a dozen airtime moments, and these airtime moments are very aggressive. So Voltron Nevera really is a smash. And now coming in at spot number 1 we got VelociCoaster at Islands of Adventure. And to be honest, I'm not quite sure about Voltron Nevera and VelociCoaster. They are so close to each other, and the only small thing that's between these 2 roller coasters is a little pinch of salt, and that little pinch of salt for me is actually the Mosasaurus roll that makes it for me. The final roll over the water on VelociCoaster is just the best inversion overall. You just have this out of your seat airtime whip experience. I can't really describe it. And just like Voltron, VelociCoaster really is an all-inclusive roller coaster with a lengthy layout with 2 awesome launches and everything in between. In terms of overall theming, VelociCoaster just beats Voltron. First of all, you have this very punchy, intimate launch that flies you out in this spaghetti ball section in this so-called raptor cage. This section just features awesome twists and turns and many airtime moments. Let's just shortly say VelociCoaster flies into a rolling launch yet again and into one of the best top hats in the whole world. And the rest is really just history. What also makes this roller coaster world class is the re-rideability. Because if you ride in the front row or back row, there are two completely different ride experiences, but they are both awesome. Now you yet again finally reached it to the end of this video. Did you like this video? Did you hate this video? Have I missed some black roller coasters out there? Please let me know in the comments. And to the end of the day, I'm always gonna say bye bye.